All right, well, the Broncos season finally over. They lost again last night to the Las Vegas Raiders. We both messed that up this morning. They finished with a 5-11 record.
It's hard to keep that one straight. So for the 5th straight season, this we can keep straight. The Broncos won't be going to the playoffs. It's a sad way to start off 2021. They will have the 9th pick in the NFL draft, however. So Justin Adams is here. It was the mistakes that hurt the Broncos once again, of course.
Oh, 100%. You know, it's like a tale of two seasons with this Broncos, right? I mean, it really just showed last night, right? They do some things good, and then they do a whole lot of things horrible, which is the reason why they're not in the playoffs this year. So the Denver Broncos taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. And you're thinking, okay, they could end the season on a high note because they did just about everything right? Look, they had some turnovers, they got some good things rolling, but again, it was the mistakes from the head coach and also the running back, which caused another close loss at home. Let's go to the highlights because there were some positives in this one, actually. Like the Broncos defense forced 4 turnovers, which was a season high, looking good early. And Drew Lock, he was on target, throwing for 339 yards and 2 touchdowns and no interceptions. This 92-yard catch and run to Jerry Jeudy was the longest play for the Broncos in 12 years. And it put the Broncos up by 7, but again, the mistakes came back to bite the Broncos again in the 4th quarter. Like when you're up by 7 points and you don't run the ball out of bounds, like exactly what Melvin Gordon did, not once, but twice, stopping the clock and giving the Raiders a chance to score. And you know what they did? The Raiders came back and did just that. On 4th and 1 with the ball at the 1-yard line, Josh Jacobs plunges it in. And now the Broncos still lead by 1. And the Raiders need to go for 2. But you see all this confusion out there? Yeah, the Raiders had no idea what to do. They would have had a delay of game penalty. But for some reason, Vic Fangio calls a timeout. And the Raiders go and they regroup and score. Derek Carr with that pass to Darren Waller. Field goal, 63-yarder to try to win this one by Brandon McManus is blocked. And that's the way this game ends. Broncos lose 32-31. But everyone wanted to find out, why did Vic Fangio call that timeout?
Yeah, we just wanted to make sure that, we knew exactly who they had in there and how we wanted to play it. Thought it was more valuable at that time to use that timeout than I would have liked to save it, obviously. But, the game at that point, you think's coming down to that 2-point player now.
Well, first, we didn't know the call. We didn't know the personnel. We had people running back in off the field, and when they called a timeout, they really kind of helped us with that because we would have been scrambling.
And I just kept looking over there on their sideline. Fortunately, really for us, they used the timeout that they could have used at the end of that game.
Oh, boy. So the Broncos finished the season on a 3-game losing streak, and they will have the 9th pick in an NFL draft. Now, here are the teams that they're going to play next season. This is their home opponents, all right? Denver has games against the Ravens, Bengals, Jets, and Eagles, and Washington. All at home. They'll also take on the teams from the AFC West. Now, on the road, they're going to play the Browns, Cowboys, Jacksonville, Giants, and Steelers, as well as the teams in the division as well. So we do have some playoffs that do get underway. If you do want to watch some playoff football, we haven't seen it in a while here in Denver. On Saturday, the Buffalo Bills will be hosted the Indianapolis Colts. That'll be at 11 o'clock. And on Sunday, the New Orleans Saints will play the Chicago Bears at 2:40. But again, it's been a while since we had a chance to see the Broncos in the postseason. Got to go all the way back to Super Bowl 50 when they won that game. That's the last time the Broncos were in a playoff game.
Oh my gosh.
You guys just shrugged your shoulders there, right? I'm just used to it by now.
It's just hard to believe we had a Super Bowl winning team.
Yeah.
And Dominic, described it beautifully a moment ago. He says this last season was a blur.
Yeah.
It was. Where
It was
did it
a blur.
go?
Yeah, the whole last 5 years was a blur. I just keep popping on YouTube films where they were actually good.
Living the good old days.
Not that way right now.
Thank you, Justin.
Welcome.